Hello, my name is Matthias Kirby. Today I will be doing a presentation on Juul and chemicals. So my purpose is to educate myself and other people on the effects of vaping chemicals. And so Juuling is a method of smoking that has quickly become a favorite e-cigarette among teens. And I've chosen 5 different chemicals to examine that are in Juul. Acetone, chromium, lead, formaldehyde, and cadmium. So acetone has a chemical name propanone. Two things I found interesting were like its firefighting measures. The fact that water may be ineffective is like really concerning to me because like the first thing that I think of when I think of firefights are like fires being fought with water. It's like the fact that water may be ineffective just kind of surprised me. Just flammability and explosive limits. One has it has to have 2.5% to 12% of volume in the air to like flame up or explode. Its warning signs are its high flammable liquid and vapor. It causes serious eye irritation, might cause drowsiness or dizziness, damage to organs through prolonged or repeated exposure. The second chemical is chromium. It is a pure element, and so two things I found interesting were its ecological info. Like it's very toxic to aquatic organisms, and so like if it contaminates the groundwater system, it could like damage, seriously damage an entire ecological system. And another thing I found interesting was like its transportation. It cannot be like mailed unless it's like magnetized. Its warning signs may cause serious respiratory irritation. The third chemical I'm examining is lead. It's pure element, so its formula is Pb. It may form combustible dust concentration in the air during processing. And another interesting thing I found was like its high levels of exposure, like it may cause seizures, unconsciousness, or death. Its warning signs are just like acute and chronic hazards to aquatic environment. It has reproductive toxicity, and it's acutely toxic to like or through oral, dermal, or inhalation exposure. The fourth element or the fourth chemical I'm looking at is cadmium, pure element cadmium. Two things I found interesting were like its most important symptoms and effects are not reasonably foreseeable. So that means that like you can't really predict what symptoms you're gonna have if you're like exposed to it. But long-term effects could include like kidney disorders, harm to an unborn child if you're pregnant, or like blood disorders. Another thing that like if it's released accidentally, you should immediately like activate personnel around it, safe areas, and like stay upwind of spill or leak. Its warning signs are it's like flammable. It's flammable solid, may be a combustible dust concentration in the air. It's fatal if it's inhaled, swallowed, or if it's in contact skin. It may cause cancer. It could damage like fertility, and it could have some genetic defects, and it causes damage to organs through prolonged or repeated exposure. And the last chemical that I'm looking at is formaldehyde. Its chemical name is methanol. Its formula is CH2O. And two things I found interesting, if ever exposed to like skin, eyes, stomach, or lungs, you should immediately seek medical attention, like no matter how you're feeling afterward. And also like if it's swallowed, it might cause blindness, which was really interesting to me because like I wouldn't associate swallowing something with blindness, but apparently there is a chemical that can cause blindness through eating. Its warning signs are like it's toxic, is swallowed in contact with skin or inhaled. It could cause respiratory irritation, drowsiness, dizziness, could cause cancer, could cause genetic defects, and damaged organs through like repeated or prolonged exposure. It's flammable, liquid and vapor. It causes severe skin burns and eye damages and may cause like allergic skin irritation. So like my conclusion is that all of the chemicals like that that I've examined that are in the Juul are like harmful to a body in one way or another. So like all of them like have one uh, similar effect, which is like lung. They all cause like a respiratory irritation, and like they all have a negative effect on the body when you are exposed to it. Thank you very much for listening.